It's 2023. If you're coming to OCAD U, you're going to need a laptop. You probably already have a laptop, but is it powerful enough to create the amazing projects you've been dreaming of for your upcoming year at OCAD U? Let's take a look at some of our recommendations for 2023 and find out. I'm Andrew McAllister, and I'm the Director of Academic Computing at OCAD University. And if this is your first year to OCAD University, welcome. And if you're a returning student, it's good to see you. At OCAD U, your tools enable your creativity, whether you're at home, in the classroom, or in the studio. How does a laptop program work? Well, you already own a laptop or you buy a recommended laptop. OCAD licenses software for you. OCAD U supports your computer and you pay a fee for software and support. We enable that creativity with software you need, like Adobe Creative Cloud, which allows you to edit photos in Photoshop, edit video in Premiere Pro, and sculpt 3D objects in Substance. You can then create a portfolio in Adobe Portfolio and post your progress to the Behance social network. If you're wondering how you're going to learn some of this software, LinkedIn Learning provides an amazing resource of thousands of videos that helps you learn things such as Adobe Creative Cloud or 3D software, or even artistic and professional practices. We also provide access to Microsoft 365, which gives you access to OneDrive, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Teams, which allows you to connect with your peers and your instructors. Save your files in OneDrive and never worry about where your notes, essays, or your files are located because they're safely stored in the cloud. Okay, let's get on to the recommendations. If you're in the Faculty of Art in either photography, drawing and painting, printmaking and publications, criticism and curatorial practice, or sculpture and installation, or if you're in the Faculty of Design in a program such as graphic design, advertising, or illustration, or if you're in the Faculty of Arts and Science in creative writing, indigenous visual culture, or visual and critical studies, or you're in graduate studies and you're in design for health. If you're in any of these programs and you already have an existing laptop, here are some recommendations as to whether we think that computer is going to be capable for using for first year. First of all, if you have a macOS Apple laptop, if it's from 2019 or newer, and it has an Intel Core i5 processor, or it's an Apple M1, and it has a minimum of 8 gigabytes of RAM and a 256 gigabyte SSD, and if it has an Intel Iris Plus graphics card, or if it's on an Apple Silicon and it has an Apple M1, then you can use that computer for first year, and that's a great computer. If you have a Windows PC, and again, it's from 2019 or newer, and it has a Core i5 processor, and it has 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD, and Intel Iris Plus graphics. Again, use that laptop for first year and see how it goes. And when you reach the limit of its capabilities or it wears out, you can then replace it. If you're looking to replace your current laptop and wondering what recommendations we have and what machines we support, we look at the Apple MacBook Air, the 14-inch Apple MacBook Pro, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro. If you're going Windows, we support the Dell XPS or Alienware laptops. And if you want a unique Windows PC with which you can draw on the screen, the Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio is a great option. If you're in any of these programs, particularly the Faculty of Art, Integrated Media, or Experimental Animation, or in the Faculty of Design in Material Art and Design, or in the Interdisciplinary Masters in Art, Media, and Design, or if you're a student who wants more performance or is planning to do work in 3D animation, VR, or gaming, here are our recommendations if you have an existing computer. If your existing computer is an Apple macOS machine, if it's a 2019 MacBook Pro or newer, and if it has an Intel Core i7 processor or it's an Apple M1, and it has at least 8 gigs of RAM, preferably 16, and if it has a 256 gigabyte SSD, preferably a 512 gigabyte SSD, and if it's an Intel Apple and it has an AMD Radeon 5000 series card, or if it's an Apple Silicon, it has an M1 Pro, then use that computer for first year. If you're on the Windows PC side, it should be a 2019 or newer laptop. It should have an Intel Core i7 processor. Again, minimum 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gig SSD, but we recommend 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gig SSD. And on the Windows PC side, you'll want a discrete graphics card, meaning it's an NVIDIA RTX 20 series card, or it's an AMD Radeon 5000 series card or better. Again, this would be a good computer for first year, especially for people in those programs who need more performance. If you're looking to replace your computer and you're in any of those aforementioned programs, You should be looking at the Apple MacBook Pro either in the 14 or 16-inch models with the M2 Pro processor. These machines can be spec'd almost identically and have identical performance, except the 16-inch machine has a larger screen and a larger battery. You'll notice here that we do not explicitly recommend the M2 Max models simply because while they do provide more GPU performance, the CPU performance is identical. If you happen to be in or going into industrial design, environmental design, digital futures at the undergraduate or graduate level, you should be particularly cognizant of the need to run Windows. In digital futures, if you're planning to work on VR projects, many of the VR platforms do not support macOS, and you will need a Windows machine in order to connect a VR headset to the device. We do have computer studios on campus, but for your own laptop, you'll probably want that to be a Windows machine. In industrial design, you may need to run SolidWorks or Fusion 360. Fusion 360 can run via Rosetta, which is the translation layer in macOS, and it does run natively in Windows. SolidWorks does not run on the Mac. In environmental design, there are two particular software applications, Revit and AutoCAD. Revit does not have a macOS version. AutoCAD does, but it is not feature equivalent, and many students have expressed frustration when they thought they could run AutoCAD for Mac and have it be a really good experience. So again, we recommend that you have a Windows computer in environmental design. For these reasons, you should take a look at the Dell XPS, Alienware, or Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio. And this year we're supporting the Alienware X14 and X16 laptops, the thinnest and most powerful Alienware laptops released to date. However, you should know that these machines have non-upgradable RAM, but they do have an M2 SSD slot, which can be upgraded. You should be aware that the Microsoft Laptop Studio comes with two different graphics cards. You can either get it configured with the Intel Iris card or an NVIDIA RTX 30 series card. The 30 series card has since been replaced by the 40 series, but it hasn't made it to the Laptop Studio yet. So if you're looking for higher graphics performance, you should be looking to the Alienware models instead. However, with this computer, you can draw on the screen, which you can't do on the Alienware. If you're looking to purchase a machine, you can go through the OCAD U Apple online store. It has some recommendations there. You can also go to the Apple store at the Eaton Center and show some academic credentials so that you get the education discount. If you're looking for a Dell machine, you can do so through the Dell Premier Online page, and the Microsoft Surface is available through the Microsoft Education Online store. What about iPads? iPads are a truly amazing device, and especially the Apple Pencil. And as a part of Creative Cloud, you'll get access to Adobe Photoshop for iPad and Adobe Fresco, which are incredible drawing tools. However, you do not need an iPad if you're coming to OCAD University. While there are students in illustration, drawing and painting, industrial design who choose to purchase these devices as an add-on to their laptop, it's not a requirement, and you will need a laptop, whereas the iPad is sort of like an added benefit. We do have facilities on campus with Wacom Cintiq displays where you can draw on the screen, and you can also borrow a Wacom Intuos tablet from the AV Loans desk in 100 McCall. It's really important that you ask us your questions by emailing ithelp@ocadu.ca or browsing to our website at ocadu.ca/laptop program. Or show up to 100 McCall Street and talk to one of our wonderful staff at the help desk. While you're on campus, stop by 51 McCall to talk to the folks at the print shop about all your printing needs. I hope that you have an excellent and creative year at OCAD University, and we'll see you soon.